It's Jody with All About the Harvest, and today I'm going to share with you a special way to make elderberry tea. This recipe is perfect for vegans and children as it contains no honey. So stay tuned for the recipe. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button to be notified when I release new videos each week. Did you know that in order to prevent the flu, you must take elderberry prior to actually getting exposed to the virus? So it's a good idea to incorporate elderberry into your daily diet. Today I'm going to show you one way to do that using dried elderberries. I purchased my dried elderberries from Frontier, and I still have some of them left. You can get them anywhere. We actually planted some elderberry plants in our yard, and so when these are gone, I'll actually be dehydrating those elderberries so that I always have a constant supply of elderberries. You can actually find elderberries in the wild as well. So there's plenty of ways to get your dried elderberries. So when I started making elderberry tea, I followed the recipe that was on the jar, and it says to use as a tea, pour 1 cup boiling water over 1 teaspoon of herb, cover and steep 3 to 5 minutes. So when I started making tea, that's what I tried. And what I found is that it wasn't very strong at all. So I tried 5 minutes, I tried 10 minutes. Then what I ended up doing is I ended up simmering this. And the recipe that I'm bringing you today is a combination of over 10 different recipes that I've tried in a 24-hour period to find the perfect elderberry tea. As I mentioned, just steeping the tea for 5 or 10 minutes wasn't strong enough. So what I started to do is I simmered the elderberries in the water for 10 minutes, and then I tried for 15 minutes. And I have a picture of what the different teas look like. I ended up liking the 15-minute simmer the best, and so from that point on I started experimenting with adding different flavors and just different herbs with it. So what I'm bringing you for a recipe today is the recipe that I found was A, the easiest, and B, would be child and vegan friendly. So the first thing I used was 1 1/4 cup water. I did that because after simmering for about 15 minutes, you're going to get about a cup of tea. I am going to show you the recipe now. Okay, so I have my setup here. I have the 1 1/4 cups of water. I'm just going to pour that in. I'm going to get that started from a boiling perspective. One of the other things I want to mention, so in my 1 1/4 cups water, after it's simmering, I am going to add 1 teaspoon of dried elderberries. I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of raisins, and this is my secret ingredient, is the raisins. The reason I chose raisins are most people have them, kids love them, so if you have children you likely have raisins, and this actually adds a really nice flavor to it while maintaining the vegan quality. And then the last thing I do is I use 1/2 of an orange, and this is nice. I tried this with lemon, and I didn't like the taste of lemon in there, but I really enjoyed the orange. So we're going to squeeze 1/2 of an orange in here as well. But I'm not actually going to put the orange in the pot of water. I'm going to save that and put that in my teacup. And we'll talk about that a little bit after this is done. But one of the other tips I wanted to give you about oranges is let them sit out at room temperature, and then when you're going to squeeze an orange and you really want that juice, what I recommend you do is take that orange and actually push on that and roll it. Hopefully you can see this. Roll it on the counter, kind of knead it, and this will help to get that orange nice and soft, and so you're gonna get a lot more juice out of it. So I'm gonna let this go ahead and get up to a simmer, and then I will bring you back and show you the next step. Okay, so this is boiling now, and what I'm gonna do is go ahead and just add the raisins and the dried elderberries. Give it a little stir. Then I'll put the lid back on. And then I usually turn it down to 2. It'll simmer and I'll check it. And I might go down to low as well. Don't forget to set your timer for 15 minutes. So I like to simmer this for 15 minutes. And while I do that, I am usually cutting that orange and squeezing it into my mug. So that's what I'll be doing while we're waiting for this to simmer, and then I will be back. Okay, so we have about 30 seconds left before the timer goes off. I did end up turning it down to low, and I'm not sure if you can see this, but the color is beautiful. So I'm just gonna turn this off here. Okay, so one of the things that I do, after the 15 minutes passes, I actually pour this back into my measuring cup. I don't pour it directly into my mug yet. And I do that because I want this to steep a little bit longer, but I also want it to cool down so it's not so hot. I've already squeezed half of my orange in my mug, but I don't want the heat from this taking away any of that vitamin C from the orange. So I let it sit in the measuring cup for about 5 minutes. So that's what I'm gonna do here. Now you don't have to do that, but that's just what I choose to do. And I seep everything just a little longer. I didn't turn it off. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this sit here, and then I will come back and show you the finished product. Okay, so it's been just about 5 minutes, and I just strain it through here in case any elderberries come out. Perfect. And now you have a wonderful cup of elderberry tea. There's a little bit of orange pulp in there. All right, so the moment of truth. It's really good. Another reason I like letting it sit for that 5 minutes is that it allows the tea to cool down enough to be able to drink, but it's still warm enough that it's soothing to the mouth and to the throat. So I love this. Like I said, I like the fact that the orange is in it. I really like that. It gives that extra vitamin C. I really think kids are going to enjoy this. So I want to know in the comments what you think about it. Have you tried it? What do you think about it? Also, what are some of the things that you would put in your elderberry tea or would not put in? For example, I tried the lemon. I didn't care for it. I also tried cloves with cinnamon and ginger, and I didn't care for that. I just want to know, are there certain things that you liked or didn't like in your elderberry tea if you've tried it? And again, make sure you let me know if you try my recipe, what you think. And also what your children think. Like I had mentioned before, make sure you leave a comment. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please share it with friends that may be interested in it as well. And make sure that you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification to get new content every week. All right, I hope you have a great rest of your week and enjoy your elderberry tea.